Hey everyone, how's it going? So, please excuse my hair. I just got done running and it's all messed up and puffy, so ignore it, alright? What we're going to be talking about today is what was one of my most anticipated games of 2012. You guys already know what it is because of the title, but yes, Prey 2. Now, some of you may not even know what Prey 2 is. Some of you may be remembering what Prey 2 was, and you guys are like, oh yeah, that's that game that looked really cool. What happened to it? And there's, a lot of people who, like me, were really looking forward to the game, and then all the controversy started, and then we heard nothing, and it was very, very sad. To bring you all up to speed, alright, there's been some new details that have emerged, and if these details, let's take them as rumors first, but if they are correct, this would actually prove some of the rumors that have been going around as, true. So I'm going to pull up the Wikipedia here because it'll give a good history on the game itself. Alright? Yeah, Prey 2 was announced. There's a lot of stuff that happened with it. First, we thought that there is a fallout between the developers, Human Head Studios, and the publishers, Bethesda. There is a fallout between the two. They disagreed on some things. Something happened, alright? And the game wasn't worked on for months. Then it was rumored that the game was being switched over to Arcane Studios. They made Dishonored. And they were going to make the game and completely scrap everything that Human Head made and instead build a game that was the spiritual successor to System Shock 2 back in the 90s, I believe that game came out. So, and then that rumor got squashed. People said no. I think the guy from Arcane Studios himself came out and said, I don't even know where people even got that. But, yeah, we heard it wasn't being developed by Arcane Studios, and basically the game's just been in limbo for quite some time. We don't know what's happening with it. We don't know what state it's in. And there was a leaked email way back last year, at the beginning of last year, that basically said that the game was being worked on and that more details would emerge soon. So just randomly yesterday, or the day before, the day before, just news just came out. And want to explain to you guys, first of all, I'll leave a link in the description. I'll also probably have some gameplay of the original Prey 2 footage, excuse me, that was debuted in E3 2012. You can take a look at. What really struck my interest with this game was the fact that it combined parkour-style movement from a game like Mirror's Edge, which you all know I'm a huge fan of a lot. So it combined that sort of core gameplay mechanic, but it put it in a Mass Effect type sci-fi world. And with vertical, huge open worlds and level design, and it was just, it looked incredible. And you can see from the gameplay yourself, it looks really, really damn good. And it was something that was new, something that wasn't just another FPS. It did have some originality, based on it, and it had RPG elements. It looked really awesome. So here are the new details that emerged. Again, I will leave a link down in the description of the video. You can read this yourself. You can read it along with me. Alright, so I'm just going to read it from the post. This is from Only SP. I guess that's Only Single Player is what SP stands for. So rumors from way back when pointed towards Prey 2 being developed by Arcane Studios after Human Head Studios were removed from the project. Since that time, the project has said to have been completely rebuilt, with most of what we saw at E3 a few years ago gone. Shinobi has posted an image from a PDF document that contains a truckload of details on the project, which is codenamed Daniel. You can view the image just below. So if we take a look, there's an image below if you click the article, but right below that there's all these bullet points of information. I'm getting comments and tweets and whatnot. So the code name for the game is Project Daniel. All right, that's the inside code that they use so that it's not just saying, oh, we're developing Prey 2. It's, oh, we're working on our Project Daniel game. So it's coming out for the PS4, the Xbox One, and the PC. All right, Prey 2 was originally, remember, this was 2012 when we saw gameplay and when it was really coming to fruition. So the new consoles weren't even mentioned of back then. So it was originally a PS3 and Xbox 360 title slated for a 2013 release, and I think 2012 release actually was going to be coming out that year. So it wasn't even, it was only last gen. It wasn't even going to be coming out for the next gen because there was no next gen back then. All right. Now here's what's cool. Its ship date, its ship window, I guess you can say, is fall 2016. All right, the third quarter of 2016. That is right around the same time that the reboot to Mirror's Edge is supposed to be coming out. So here are like two highly anticipated games of mine that I'm really looking forward to, and they're gonna be. I mean, if this is true, they're gonna be coming out around the same time. So I mean, wow. So it has a Q3 2016 release window at the moment. I'm just going to read all this stuff that's listed. There's a lot of bullet points, and you guys can just enjoy the gameplay while I'm doing that. All right, it's a first-person immersive sim action / RPG. All right, that's what they're going for. That's, I guess, that's the genre. All right, it will supposedly be the king of immersive sim RPGs, one of the most anticipated cult sequels, and you'll have to escape from a space station where things have gone bad. It does say right here it is, quote, the spiritual successor to System Shock 2. Here's information about the game's story. All right, it's a first-person shooter and RPG hybrid. I guess what it's saying right here for the story, insert new story here. Which I guess what they're saying is it's not going to have anything to do with the original Prey, whereas Human Head's original project was going to feature the character from the original Prey. I played the original Prey, I think last year, towards the beginning of last year, because I was really amped up for Prey 2, and when I heard the news after all the controversy surrounded it, I was just really bummed out, and I said, you know what, this is the perfect opportunity. I want to go back and play the first Prey because I never played the game before. So I picked up the game on the Xbox 360, and I actually really enjoyed the game. It reminded me a lot of BioShock, to be honest. So I guess what they're saying with this one, it's not going to connect at all to the original Prey, which I know some fans may be a little bit they may find that a little bit sad, but I mean, this is my speculation from saying insert news story here, I guess is what they're trying to convey. All right. So like I said, it's a first-person shooter and RPG hybrid. It has deep systems with original complementary properties that encourage player creativity. All right. It has a 10 to 20 hour playthrough. All right. I guess it's saying hours per playthrough. There's going to be multiple reasons to play through the game. Highly replayable due to the built-in variability in the design and support for multiple playstyles, randomized pickups, objectives, and gating setups. All right, so you're not going to be doing the same thing twice when you respawn or when you just replay the game. All right. I don't know what this is. SS2 base layer for reference. I'm not sure what SS2 stands for, but some of the techies out there can post in the comments. All right, security cameras, light stealth, hacking, crates, security computers, vending machines, doors, mutants, robots, turrets. I guess those are the different gameplay elements. Right, there's going to be audio logs of dead crew that reveal the past through arguments, research logs, etc. There's going to be research and chemical ingredients. There's going to be resurrect chambers, I guess, sort of like Vita chambers and BioShock. This is kind of, again, I know Ken Levine also worked on System Shock and then he worked on BioShock. So, the resurrect chambers, Vita chambers, or Vita chambers, I guess, really what they're called. Those are all similar in gameplay design for, the System Shock, BioShock. I'm assuming System Shock. I never played System Shock before, but those are similar gameplay designs. Upgrade consoles, no dialogue, faceless, voiceless, gender-neutral hero. You're not even going to know who you're playing. This is something I'm a bit for, because I really feel like it's a cheap mechanic to not have a hero with a face, a hero with a personality, and someone we're not even going to see his face. He's not even going to talk. He's not gonna have a voice at all. We don't even know whether he's gonna be male or female. Why am I saying he? All right, we don't even know what they are going to be at all. I mean, this is just some random person. We're just some camera floating around. This is something that I'm a bit disappointed in, to be honest. But again, if done correctly, it can work out very, very well. A thing that comes to mind is when you think of Bioshock. You know, your main character that you played as in Bioshock. He was a male, yes, but his name was Jack, but he didn't really have a voice. He didn't really have a face. But it was interesting because of how well the game, you know, was written, and it was all about the experience that you didn't actually mind. And I think this is what's going to happen. Hopefully, this is what they can achieve with Prey 2. All right. RPG and cyber modules to upgrade the player, nanites to buy shit from vending machines. It literally says nanites to buy shit from vending machines. Psionic powers, guns, ammos, food, comlinks from Shaden, expected missions. It says go find a log from. Here, I'm gonna read this again. Go find a log of some guy to know the code to open the door. All right, so these are, again, it's all written like, you know, like a developer just wrote this on a piece of paper. You know, it's kind of funny, but when you see the image and stuff, it kind of gives you a sense of hope, you know, a sense of credibility. But apparently you're going to have these missions where you get to go, okay, I have to go find somewhere to, forget to mute this. You have to go find somewhere to get to open the door. You have to go find the code from some dead guy or whatever. Batteries to recharge and plug in. Find access card to X, I guess. And then it says our version of all this. How they're going to basically do this. Our own flavor of all of the above. Real missions where your actions are connected to the plot, not just traverse space. A truly 3D interconnected space, visually stimulated, and that offers variety. More systems in every type of systems. Powers that are not only attacks, player movement, gadgets, physics, monsters, simulation, AI, plant growth, and ecology. Alright, so just different types of enemies and stuff that are going around. It's going to be quite interesting. We don't know yet which feature will stand out. Like I said, this is like the developer writing it on a piece of paper and sending it in. It says melee. A heavy wrench, a fire axe. Guns are very limited in ammo. Ranged guns. There's gonna be ranged weapons as well. Guns and lasers. Guided blades crafted by the player. Psionic powers pacify and control enemies. Pull and throw physics. And invert gravity in any area, I guess. Combat is physical. So there's some information about the combat in the game. It looks very similar to having, it looks like you're going to have like plasmas or something similar to, like, again, Bioshock. It's going to be sort of in this same universe or use the same or adopt the same gameplay mechanics but with their own sort of flavor. Then it says to be updated, self-replicating liquids that duplicates themselves every time they feed. Kill them fast or face a swarm. So you're going to have enemies that just boom, 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 boom. They can just duplicate and basically overwhelm you. Mimics that shapeshift into objects, other monsters, or the player. Now this is pretty interesting that you're going to have these enemies that can shapeshift into you, the player, and it's like you're shooting at yourself. It's pretty cool. Acid-breathing aliens that corrode the environment when dying, spitting, or bleeding. And this is also a cool way to open doors. So you can, like, tactically, you know, let's say there's this blocked door that you can't get through. I guess this is what I'm getting from it. You can tactically place yourself where the door is. As the enemy's about to spit acid, you quickly dodge that acid, and it basically corrodes the door and the environment. Pretty interesting. Deranged security and repair bots native to the ship, unique aliens with imaginative powers, and there is a hardcore survival aspect that the game is going to have. Food is rare, you can be poisoned, you need to sleep, maybe you can fall sick, radiation has leaked in some areas. Alright, so this is going to be a it looks like it's shaping up to be a hardcore survival horror game instead of the kind of action-oriented adventure game that the original game that you guys are seeing right now was. So, crafting and scavenging, extracting a component from a monster, make an armor from the skin of a tough species, and make weapons, grow your own food, cure to poison, compose your own play style. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on. Growing your character should be a system if we can pull it off. Hacker, fighter, stealth, psionic, upgrade stats, acquire psionic powers, genetically mutate and acquire properties from other aliens by sampling their DNA. So there's going to be a lot of upgrades, different upgrades from your hacking to your stealth abilities and your fighting abilities and stuff like that, and especially your psionic powers, which I guess are your plasmids, sort of, in a sense. Stick to walls, I guess chameleon is what they're working on, or what they might say stick to walls, chameleon might be blending in with the environment, and work on your immunities. Tailor your character. More cool shit. This is the more cool shit that they have. Story choices, consequences, variability, replayability, out-of-game experience, social, achievement, tablet, asynchronous log sharing. Alright, so it's going to have some sort of secondary app like Watch Dogs has, for instance. You can bring it away on your phone. It's going to somehow allow you to use it or better yourself in the game, which is going to be interesting. The game should be hard. They're going to make this game hard. If this is correct, they're going to make this game a really hardcore survival game, which might separate itself from the norm that we get today, which is just straight-up shooter, and you can take 1,000 bullets. Better for tension. We'll still have modes for Anthony and Harvey and monkeys. That's basically all that's pointed out. So the rest of the article, that the guy who covered it, he wrote, at this point in time, none of this information is confirmed. Again, this is all still rumor, but this is some pretty tangible information, and this is, you know, I mean, there's a lot of information that's pretty in depth here to think that it's just simply a rumor. Probably some of this is true. They probably scrapped a lot of it. This might be old. This whole thing I'm reading right now to you guys might be very old. All right. However, it is very, very heavily rumored that Arcane Studios took over development of Prey 2, but this is really interesting because, so that much is true. So this is really interesting because Arcane sort of came out and they said we don't have anything to do with the project, but I'm interested now because Arcane said they were working on a new game, and Bethesda did say Dishonored was considered a franchise now because of how successful the first game was. So, are they working on a sequel to Dishonored? Is Human Head working on this Prey? I mean, who knows? If Human Head was working on this Prey, then why would they change anything? They already had a really good idea. So, with all the changes that are going on that I just read to you guys, you kind of have to think, okay, is someone else developing this? That, personally, to me, I mean, it's sad, but at the same time, it's like, okay, because I really love the idea that Human Head Studios had with the parkour, the bounty hunter, and all that. It looked really, really awesome. At the same time, Arcane Studios, I know, can create a really great experience. Dishonored was a great game, so I mean, I have faith in both companies, and regardless of which one is developing it, I'm still hoping Human Head is, and I'm hoping that, you know, not everything from the first game was completely scrapped, but I think reading this, it's pretty much safe to say that the game's not going to be what it was, or what I just showed to you guys. So it says Kotaku had pulled up details on the project about a year ago as to which developer from Arcane cited them as press sneak fucks. Kind of comical, but anyways, we'll be sure to keep you updated as the story develops. Maybe a surprise E3 reveal. Again, this is something that maybe Microsoft or Sony can come out on stage. They're like, hey, guess what? Prey 2, we have the main reveal. That's going to be really awesome. So this article is by Nick Calandra. Again, you can go check it out in the description. He's the one who wrote this, and if this is true, this is pretty interesting. And I'm just excited to hear something more about this game because it's been so long. I'm so excited that the game isn't dead, because they have a lot of potential with this you know, this franchise that they have going on. The first Prey was actually a really good game. The first Prey came out in 2006 for the Xbox 360 and PC, and it is a really, really good game. I do recommend that those of you who haven't played it definitely pick it up. I think you'll enjoy the old school style, you know, type of game it was, and it did have some really cool elements from you know, as far as permadeath goes. When you die, you play like a little mini game to get yourself back to full health. So it's a pretty interesting game. I hope you guys check it out. But for now, that is all I have for you on Prey 2. Hope you guys are excited for it as I am. I'm just really happy that we're hearing something about it again. And who knows? Maybe this E3 will have something confirmed, or we'll have a reveal from Bethesda. Saying, I mean, if it's not Fallout 4, then why not Prey 2? So I'll see you guys later. Have a great day, and thanks for watching.